What's going on, Skate Fam? This is your boy DJ R. Cole.
And I am the queen, and you are tuned in to Boss Talk.
Today, we actually have something a little bit different. We actually have three people on the interview.
Whoa.
We have ourselves, and we also have our guests who are in different locations. So we're going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. I will start with the young lady. Ladies first.
Okay. I am Nikki Anderson, skating with Ol Skool Rollerz.
All right. And the young man to the left?
You mean the not so young man? That would be Old School Jerry from Ol Skool Rollerz.
All right. So we have Mr. Jerry and we have Miss Nikki here. So how you guys doing today?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Now, from what I see, one is in Hawaii and the other is in Florida.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you guys can see the look on her face right now.
Okay. I do.
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's not.
Because, I've only been over here for a month this time.
Only for a month?
Yeah, she said this time.
Say the key words.
So what do you actually do over there in Hawaii, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay. I was solicited to unretire as a project manager in construction and come over here and take care of a fairly large contract that they have on the north shore of Oahu, which is where Honolulu, Waikiki is.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
and who says no to that? Because that's a retirement present in itself.
Yeah, and the good part about it is that they were known to me because I did a previous contract 3 years ago.
Okay.
That lasted about 11 months. And we make it work because I fly home and I bring her over here and we do a lot in that time frame.
Okay.
And she still works full time herself, so it kind of balances out.
Okay.
I love the look on your face.
It does.
I love the look on your face right now. All right, so
No, but he's right. He's right. You know, the last job he's only been over there a month. So, but the last time he was over there, we kind of balanced it out. I went over there. He came back over here. But I do have to say that I guess he was going over there before we got together. He was going over there every year.
Oh wow!
Then we got married, and that stopped. I was like, okay.
He was like, oh, what's up with that? I want to go.
Okay. Talk about, I went over Hawaii every year. Okay, that's okay, that's fine. But then our younger son was in band, and his band got invited to go over to Hawaii for the what was it, Jerry?
Pearl Harbor.
Oh, Pearl Harbor parade. His band got asked to come over there and do the Pearl Harbor parade. And I was like, I turned to Jerry when they made that announcement and I said, my 17-year-old son is not going to Hawaii before me. So I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't care. Don't care. It's like, we are going.
Wow.
All three of us are going on this band trip.
Okay.
and that was the first time. That's the first time I went over there. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
He made up for it. He made up for
Okay.
it. Start with that one. So
Good job,
You
Jerry. Good
redeemed
job.
yourself. Good save.
Good job. All right. So real quick now, how long have you guys been skating?
Oh, together or separate?
Let's start separately. Let's start with you first, Miss Nikki.
Oh, wow. I'd say about 35 years.
35 years?
35 years.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
About 16.
Okay. And then you, Mr. Jerry?
Okay. Well, I've been skating for about 63 years.
63 years
Wow.
and 30 years. So he got some years up on you.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I've seen some of you guys' pictures skating together, and I was just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Poetry in motion.
Yeah. Like you guys balances like crazy. So when did you guys start skating together?
Oh my goodness.
How did you guys meet?
Skating.
Okay.
Actually, we've known each other for a while. You know, in the skating community, you see people, you know, off and on. You say, hey, you know, but you don't, you know, you just know they're a skater and stuff. So one night we were at a skate party, and they were having a contest, and they asked, or he came over to me and asked if, you know, he wanted to do it with it.
That was
him.
smooth.
I said, yeah, okay, you know, no problem, and we won.
Oh, wow.
So,
even better.
So got tickets to a concert and some other stuff.
And
he said to me, he goes, you can take the tickets, you know, I'm not expecting to, you know, I don't expect to go, you know, with you or anything. I said, no, that's fine. I said, you know, you know, go, we wanted the tickets together. So
yeah.
You know.
Checkmate.
And so basically that was the start. That was the start of it, really.
Okay.
But yeah, but wait a minute. But I gotta go before that. I never paid any attention to him because I always thought he was a thug.
Oh, okay. You're going to have to tell us about that, Mr. Jerry, why she had that impression.
So I never gave him the time of day before, okay, until that night.
It must have been those smooth moves, Jerry.
Yeah.
Good move, man.
Yeah.
Smooth.
So why did you choose Miss Nikki?
Why did I choose Miss Nikki? Well, like she said, we had known each other for quite a few years. And when I first met her, she was coming down basically for the summer because she's originally from Philadelphia area.
Okay.
And so I'd met her, and I was introduced by a mutual friend at the rink. And then periodically I'd see her, and we'd, you know, travel all over the state skating. And the one thing that I noticed about her, that she was very consistent in how she approached skating. Very consistent.
Okay.
And normally, for myself, because I'd been skating so long and never stopped skating the whole time, you don't find that much consistency in the women up even close to my age group. They stop for long periods of time. But I noticed that consistency in her, and the fact that she did not have a regular skate partner, and I was unattached, you know. So,
wait, she's over there smiling and laughing.
So I said, well, you know, I'm thinking to myself, I go, you know, I said, maybe she might be a good skate partner, because, you know, when you see people at the skating rink and you don't know what their personal situation is outside the rink.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Really don't. And so you, in the effort of being politically correct and polite, you kind of give the females in our skate family, you give them their boundaries. You know, you're not all over them because she just happens to be an attractive female who's at the ring by herself, you know. And that's pretty much the way I was. I didn't spend a lot of time soliciting attention from the female skaters. I had a lot of friends. I skated with a lot of friends, but that was kind of as far as I took it until
you guys, okay, when we're done with this interview, you guys are gonna have to watch this video because her facial expressions are priceless right now. I'm trying to keep it straight.
And so she would not pay me any attention in the beginning, just like she said. So there was a couple of times that I asked her, I said, hey, you want to skate? And so she would kind of give me the side eye view. And I didn't know why at the time. I didn't realize that because I was so standoffish and kind of a rough hog. I had built this reputation that people saw me as being kind of thuggish. And I didn't know. But of course, she informed me later.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
But so when we won the tickets, I didn't automatically assume that meant that we were going to go out on a date. Like I said, I like being polite and politically correct. And I'm thinking that may have broke the ice from her point of view by me saying, hey, look, you take the tickets. I just wanted to get in the competition and win it. You take the tickets and you go with whoever you choose to go with. So
that was it.
Well, I like the fact that, you had mentioned that when you were kind of, I wouldn't use the word standoffish because I know for myself, when I actually first moved here to Houston, somebody told me that I kind of had that reputation too. Like everybody thought I was mean, but it wasn't that I was mean. I was just here to skate. I wasn't paying attention to anybody, because skating was my zone. And when I skate, I was blocking everybody out. So they took it as I was stuck up. And I'm like, no, I'm just skating. But once they got to know me, then they were just like, oh, okay, yeah, he's a real good guy. So, but individually, and I'll start with you, Miss Nikki, what is skating for you? What has it done for you in your life?
Oh my goodness. It was a release. It still is a release. When I get right now, not being able to skate is killing me. It's at the end of the week, like down in Florida, we don't get to skate like every week or every day, like some areas do or whatever. But it's like when I get done work on Friday, the first thing I want to hit the wood. I want to go skating. And at my old job, my boss would actually say when I came in on Monday, if I was in a bad mood or during the week or whatever, the first thing out of her mouth was, "Did you get to go skating?" Literally, she would say that. And, she was like, because she knew, all about, and she was just new. And I told her, I skate a lot and everything. And she just started asking me. And I said, no, I didn't get. I had a whole bunch of other stuff I had to do. She's like, well, you need to get some of that in this week.
So we're not going to start the weeks off like this.
yeah, basically.
So have you been doing any outside skating during this time or garage skating?
I haven't been able to. I know our younger son came down and he wanted to go outside and skate. So he got his wheels. Okay. But I haven't had time. It's like every time I turn around, something else is going on. And like I said, my mom lives with us. So I'm constantly just making sure she's got what she needs. And then work is like really with working from home now. It seems like it takes longer to do things than if we were actually in the office. And they're really, I have to actually go outside. I realized that this weekend because this is killing me.
Yeah. And how about you, Mr. Jerry?
Well, mine is almost the exact opposite, is because back when we started this project, the first project 3 years ago, there was no skate culture in Hawaii because there was no public skating sessions in Hawaii. There was only people on the streets on inlines and a hockey rink. Well, I started talking to the guy who owns the hockey rink, and it's a large rink, very nice. But the floor is a hard plastic floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found out that his father owns a rink in Pennsylvania, and I had been to that rink before. So he and I started talking, and I started talking to him about doing a public session. So he said, give it a try. And we started doing word of mouth on Friday and Saturday evenings. And the military here has a lot of influx of people from all over different parts of the country and different parts of the world. And they invariably includes the number of skaters that come here.
Nice.
And so I was able to contact enough people to learn about the skating session. And it doesn't take long for us. One person knows, and then like
Yeah.
the whole community.
Yeah, it's gonna
Mhm.
spread, right?
Yeah.
And so we grew the attendance up quite a bit. So
Mhm.
now since the corona, they shut down the exact week that I came back this time.
Oh wow.
Matter of fact, I drove up to the rink and the manager was sitting outside
Oh wow.
waiting, waiting for people who had not gotten the news from, because they only posted it on their um, they had it posted somewhere, but not
Mhm.
on their. Oh, they had it posted on the website, but not if you called in on their phone.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Their
Gotcha.
the phone still said they were open.
Mhm.
So now what happened is, over the past year since we started that session, I had built up a little skate community of people who were stationed here or were assigned here for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had started meeting up and contacting each other. So as soon as this happened, this one couple, and he's a DJ himself, and he told me, he goes, "Hey, we found a tennis court." And so they said, "Well, look, why don't you meet us at this address?" And so we've been going to different tennis courts since I've been here, and he's been posting it on his Instagram and
Mhm.
going live. And just yesterday, he texts me and he goes, "Hey, I found a new tennis court, and it's smoother than the rink."
Wow.
We're gonna do our research.
So now we have another appointment next Sunday
Mhm.
that we're going to show up at this new tennis court and we're going to go skating.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. So what is skating for you personally?
I would say that I'm driven,
Mm-hmm.
and my motivation initially came from when I was 9 years old. I got my first pair of skates,
Okay.
and it was Christmas Day,
Mm-hmm.
and there were no rinks for black skaters in Florida. And so we all skated outside on the sidewalks.
Mm.
Well, I didn't know how to skate and I kept falling down.
Mm.
So I gave up on them. I walked inside, threw them over in the corner. And my mother was in the kitchen cooking dinner and she goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I can't stand up on these things."
Mm.
And she says, "Okay, hang on a minute." Turned the stove off, told me to put the skates back on, took me back outside, and she stayed with me outside until I could roll around on those skates.
Nice.
Nice.
I loved it so much. And because of the commitment from my mother to me, I vowed that I would never, ever stop skating as long as I could walk.
Mm.
And so that was initially, but then over the years, from being in California for a few years and back and forth across the country, I meshed into this skate culture that is almost like a blood family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You have brothers and sisters that are extremely close with you. You have some that call you uncle.
Mm-hmm.
You have some that are like distant cousins. But at the end of the day, we're all melded into one skate family.
Right.
Is skating, you said your mom took you back outside, but was skating generational for you? Did your mom skate, your mom or dad? For both of you, did you have generational skating in the family, or was this just that Christmas present and you just went for it?
No, my mother never skated in her life.
Okay. Miss Nikki?
Yeah.
I knew from me, no, nobody. Oh no, now immediate family, no. My cousin is the one that got me started skating when I was 16. So yeah, technically it's family, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, in Florida, because deep South, you don't get much deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There was just no other than street skating on Union 5s, metal skates clipped to your sneakers, strapped on. That was what using the skate key to adjust them.
Yeah.
That's what I was skating on.
See, these young bucks, they don't know nothing about that.
and with I told Jerry a while ago, because he's the one that introduced me into the skate community, because that's when I really fell in love with skating. Because before, when I was going with my cousin, because we skated at Ellesmere in Delaware. It's no longer, I think it's a car dealership or something now.
Yeah. Okay.
But I started skating at Ellesmere in Delaware, and the minute I walked in there and I saw, everybody and the way they were skating and stuff, it was just, I just fell in love with it. I said, okay, I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna get into it. And that was the first time I started skating, and been skating ever since. So, and even our two sons, skate, as they were growing up, we would say, hey, we're going to the rink. As soon as they could walk, I said, okay, you can skate.
Wow. All right now.
No, that's right. You better put them skates on.
Walk, you can roll.
I just want to say something real quick. Jerry, your background of Hawaii got me feeling some type of way right now.
I know, right?
Because
we can't even go out.
It looks really good. All right. So now you guys skating as a couple, when you guys, the first time you guys skated with each other, which was the competition, correct?
Yeah.
Was there like an instant, what's the word, connection in your skating? Because sometimes when you have a skate partner, you may not always click with them. And then sometimes you'll have a skate partner that you just automatically mesh with. So was that an automatic thing, or did that kind of take some time?
No, I think it was, well, I'm just saying for me, okay, it was just automatic. Because he would say, hey, let's try this, let's do that. And I'd be like, okay. And I think that was because at that point, I really wanted to do more with skating. I didn't just want to, skate around and do whatever. I needed something new. And when I started skating with him, it was like, oh, wow, this is different. This is, it's exciting. It was just, he was saying, oh, let's do this flip. And I'm like, flip? I'm like, what you talking about?
We say, whoa, buddy, whoa.
So I think at that moment I knew, I was like, okay, I can skate with him. Because like you said, you can't just pick up anybody and couple skate or do anything with just anybody.
Yeah.
You got to kind of mesh and be able to trust the person.
Right. Definitely. Jerry gonna stay quiet, so I'm not gonna answer that one. I'm gonna play it safe.
Well, Jerry know that as soon as he looked at her and she said yes, he knew that was gonna work right there. That was the connection when you said yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because he told me right after that. I think it was right after the concert, Jerry. He says, "I'm gonna marry you."
Okay.
Oh, hey,
Jerry is smooth.
Hey, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And where are you now?
Still quiet. You still ain't saying nothing.
Smart man.
I'm just waiting my turn.
Okay. Here you are.
Okay, so I knew because, like I said, I'd watched her skate, and I knew from that and from something she said to me one of the previous occasions, she had actually voiced the fact that she wanted to try more stuff skating. And someone had told her that they didn't think that she would qualify to learn more. And so the person has to have that desire, and they have to have the ability to be pliable and to mesh. And the rest will kind of grow with the connection. So I kind of knew right away that she would be a good skate partner because I'm the type of person, I challenge you really quick. I don't, there's no babysitting period with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of times I'll see something on TV, like on the ice skaters, because I watch ice skating a lot.
Okay.
And I'll see a move that a couple does on the ice, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can do that. And then I'll go to Jerry, and he's like, yeah, we can do that. And then he's like, okay, stand there, bam. And I'm like, what just happened? All I did was tell you what it was that they did. He goes, yeah, I understand. And then, so we had a process, where if I saw something, I would mention it to him. And then he's like, yeah. And then we practice it. And then, well, there is a process.
Yeah.
We would practice it at home first, office skates. And then we would go to the rink and do it in the middle of the rink, just standing still. And then we'd actually start rolling around and then do it actually while we were rolling around.
Got you.
It felt really good because then I was like, wow, this is different. This is really different. This is what I wanted,
Well, that kind of it explains some of the moves that I see in you guys' photos.
Yeah.
As I can see some of the ice skating elements in there. I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about, the one where you pick her up and she's like hanging off of you, and I'm like, that's some balance right there. I mean, that's some balance.
And that's some trust.
That is some trust. That is some trust.
Now, I do have to say that within the first 3 months, it took her a little bit to trust on the lifting type moves, right? It didn't take a lot as long as she could keep her feet on the floor.
Yeah.
But once we got into, so now she told me about this move that she wanted to do. It was the very first lift move that we had done. Everything else was her feet would be on the floor or off the floor only momentarily.
Okay.
So it was, she wanted, you come up behind her, and it was an ice skating move. You come up behind her, and I would get her on her shin and her waist and lift her up and place her on my shoulder. But the opposite of the picture that you guys have, where she's facing down, she was facing up.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, we did not practice that as much in the ring. We practice it only at home. So at home, we got these really low ceilings. And they're white. So we get to the rink and we're skate party, and I've talked my brother and his wife who are on vacation. They're there. And so we're going to do the move. First time we're going around the rink, and I get her up, and she's on my shoulder. And then all of a sudden it feels like I'm holding an eel.
Now you don't even have to say that one.
I love it.
Now, in the beginning,
you're so wrong.
I had promised her, I say, I will never knock you down and I will never drop you, ever, no matter what. So I get her up, and boy, she panics and she starts screaming on my shoulder all over the place. So I'm trying to hold my balance and get her down. So I get her down, and so she tells me later, she goes, well, when we practice it at home, I could get my bearings because I could see. She said, the rink, in this particular rink, the ceilings were like maybe 20 feet high and dark. So she could not get her bearings. So as soon as she got a little bit disorientated, she
had a little slight case of vertigo then.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I said, but I didn't drop you.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's the important thing.
Hey.
That's the important thing, because y'all might not be married right now if he did.
That is true. So afterwards, we came up with a way. She saw another move, and we came up with a way. The picture that you have now, where we're wearing red, white, and blue. Where I get her up on my shoulder, but she's facing down. So We've never done that other move up on my shoulder facing up again, ever.
No, we haven't. But that's not even the full move. The picture that they have isn't even the full move because I start out like that and then I flip over onto the ground, onto the floor.
There's a second picture. There's a second picture that shows you down. So when they were taking the picture, they did not get the full sequence of the move.
Right. Okay.
There's a second picture that shows her down in front of me, laid out and rolling.
So have you guys scared anybody? Like, if I was rolling next to y'all and all of a sudden she goes up in the air, I'll be like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, I've noticed a couple of people. I don't know, you have anybody say anything to you, Jerry? I know for me, people have said, I hear a whoa next to me or something.
Yeah.
They're not expecting.
Only at public sessions.
Okay.
See? Okay. At public sessions, because you have like a lot of brownies, you have a lot of beginners, you have a lot of people, even though they are skaters, they have not done any traveling, so they have not seen a lot of the stuff that we do. In those situations, we get those responses. But when we go to skate parties, we're just like part of the pack, man.
Okay. Did you guys continue to compete beyond that initial competition? Did you compete together throughout the years?
Yes and no. We did. We do have trophies.
Okay.
But then about 4.5 years ago, I had a knee replacement. And after my knee replacement, the amount of flexibility and dexterity I have, we can still do a lot of the stuff that we do. But me personally, I'm limited in certain things that I can do or cannot do.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, now she competes as an individual in figure skating.
Okay. That's interesting. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a whole
another world.
It is. I was not prepared initially for when I started. Like I said, it was something different. I wanted to do something different. And I can't even explain it. It's just a whole nother world because I went into it thinking, I know how to skate. I've been skating for years. It's easy,
right?
No problem. And I went in there, started having lessons and everything, and realized I don't really know this world at all because it's a whole different world. Your body movements, the weight in your skate, and where your arms are supposed to be. It's when you see ice skaters and artistic skaters, and they're like stiff and going into their moves. You have to be because there's no way you can do half the stuff that you're doing as free as we kind of skate, in our world. You can't do it. So a lot of times when I was doing artistic stuff, my coach would say, okay, you can't move when you do that. And I'm like, well, why not? She goes, because you won't be able to do the other move that's going to get you points.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. So like I said, it's expensive for one, as Jerry used to tell me all the time, if I need new wheels or bearings or a new outfit or whatever. He's like, your hobby's getting a little expensive. And I'm like, okay, what do you need? Expensive. And so, it's oh man, how do I explain it? It's exciting on one hand because now I know, I've been doing it, 4 years now? And now I know what to expect. But in the beginning, it was an awakening. And I think, even Jerry's told me this, he said this artistic skating has helped me in the skating that we do. Because a lot of times now I'll try different moves that I would have never tried before. Right. Absolutely never.
So what guided you in that direction? I mean, at what point did you say, hey, I want to do figure skating?
Okay. the younger son actually gave up soccer they asked him if he wanted to do artistic skating. He said, yeah, I'll try it. No problem. Mm-hmm. And so we were doing that. I was taking he had band practice. He had soccer. I mean, not soccer. He had band practice. He had skating and something else. I can't remember. And we were literally every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was our life, taking him to lessons, and 2 or 3 times a day on Saturdays, taking him for his skate lessons. So basically my whole weekend was taking him to his art skate lessons and everything. And that went on for about a year, and then his grades dropped. And Jerry said, get your grades up. I'll give you some semester to get your grades up, or we're pulling you out. And he didn't get his grades up, and they were doing this fantastic routine for the next show. And I cried. I was like, you couldn't get your grades up? What? I've been telling you. And so it was like, I was watching this for over a year and a half, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I really want to do this now. And that's pretty much what it was. I saw what he was doing and said, you know what? Maybe I can do this, because I was upset. I was like, I done wasted all this money, a year and a half, and you can't get your grades up. Oh.
Yeah. So do they still skate now?
He does. He's up in Philly now. Okay. You know, off and on. He still does. The older one still does occasionally. And so yeah, they still skate. They still skate.
Okay. Dope. So now I saw on a couple of pictures, Jerry, you were surfing. So I was like, wait a minute, he surfs? Like, that's interesting. That's interesting.
There's pictures of Nikki surfing too, but we as a couple, we've always tried to expand what we do, both together and individually. She's very supportive and encouraging, and as well as I am to her. And my son owns a surf school in Hawaii.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So prior to that particular weekend, I had never surfed. It was like me and my mother and roller skating. But my wife actually surfed before I did.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Yeah, she did. And so my son told me, he said, okay, we came out for my granddaughter's graduation. And he told me, he says, okay, you're getting on the water this time. So I said, okay. So they take me out, and he puts me with my granddaughter to instruct me. And so we go out, and of course, I'm drinking half the Pacific.
Sound like me.
Yeah. And just like when I first started roller skating. So at one point I said, okay, I told her, I said, look, I'm going to go in. And so his manager, she goes, you sure? I go, yeah, I'm going to go in. So I went back to shore, and I get on shore, and I re-rehearse all the things they told me in the initial session by myself. I just get out there and re-rehearse. And so after I'd done that a few times, I said, okay, I'm ready to go back out. Went back out, and within 2 tries, I was up and running. And she told me, after I'd been out and surfing for maybe about an hour or so, she told me, she goes, usually when people come in, they don't go back out. They won't go back out if they come in. They just give up on it. And I said, well, I have a responsibility to myself, and I also feel like I have a responsibility to my son. My son said he wanted me to learn how to surf. So I'm at the very least gonna commit myself to making an effort.
Okay.
Well, you're a good man because I know myself. If I
Once
get
you take
in,
that first dunk.
yeah, or if I'm in any type of water, if I feel something brush up against my leg, I'm done. I'm out the water. So I I definitely commend you on this. But I do have to ask this: the move that you guys do on the skates, when you pick her up in the air, have you done that on surfboard yet? Have y'all tried that yet?
No, I'm not even.
It's not gonna happen.
No, not happening.
Not happening. Well, you know, I thought I tried. So
No, we don't do that.
I thought I tried.
It's a nice thought, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this: my son has people on his staff who can do that.
Oh wow, really? Wow, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
They, if you were to go to their website, you would see stuff equivocal to what you see from us roller skating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On surfboards.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Well, he was a professional surfer. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also you have an extensive resume in your skate life. Can you share one experience that you had that tops your list of things for you?
tops my list.
Yeah. Like an appearance maybe that you had on Tom Joyner Morning Show or Boys to Men or
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the top of my list, the thing is, I have this deep-seated love for my skate family that I've developed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to say your wife. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't forget to say the moment you met your wife. Don't forget. I got your back.
I have Bill Butler.
Oh yeah,
And
Yeah.
Have you interviewed him yet?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but he is on the radar.
Okay, so I knew about Bill Butler all through the 80s, but I never got an opportunity to meet him. I knew of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
In 2004, I met him personally for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right after they had done 8 Wheels and some Soul Brother music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And right after Roll Bounce filming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I met him and Mike Johnson for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how it is when you're a musician and you meet Miles Davis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was, I would say, outside of marrying my wife.
Good job.
Yeah, he had to say that in there.
Yes.
and that being connected to skating also.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I would say that was the most inspiring and determining event for me when it comes to skating. And we've maintained that friendship for years. He's visited us in Florida. I've been at his home in Atlanta. And
Nice.
Amazing.
That's almost like meeting James Brown. You know?
It actually happened for me when I was a teenager.
Oh wow! Wow! Look at that!
There was a radio station, and remember now, so we're talking. There are no black radio stations in Florida.
Uh-huh.
There was a radio station, and James Brown was doing a concert, but it was at the AMVET, and it was supposed to be adults only. So, but they gave away tickets on this white radio station, and they played a song, and they said, if you can call in and name the song and the artist, you get free tickets to James Brown. Well, I'm getting ready to go to school in the morning. I grabbed the phone, I called in, and they were playing Green Onions, Booker T and the MGs. So I called in and named the song, named the record, and the artist, and I went the tickets. Well, it was a combination dance concert and My father did not dance.
Oh.
My mother say, "You big enough. We'll dress you right." And I was her date to the concert, and I actually got to meet James Brown.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
Wow. So, Miss Nikki, what was one of the most memorable things for you in the skate life?
Besides your husband coming to talk to you.
Yeah, really. Because honestly, I don't have the anything like Jerry or anything exciting just like that. But I do have to say, he is the one that changed my life, because he's the one that when we first started skating, and he said before that somebody had told me that I couldn't do anymore, that I couldn't do the tricks that I wanted to do.
Right.
And he was the one that told me from the very beginning. He goes, "No, you can do it. You're going to do it." He was the one, and always has been, even with artistic stuff that I've been doing. He's been behind me the whole time saying, "No, you can do it. You just need to do this, this, and this." So to me, that is, that is the best thing that I can think of that's ever happened to me in my life, because without him, I don't think I would have stayed in skating. I think I would have gotten probably bored with it maybe, and then just stopped. But because of him, we expanded, we got better together. And then he gave me that confidence that, I can pretty much do anything that I put my mind to, especially with him.
Wow.
Good job, Jared. Good
I know.
Good
Continue
job.
to inspire.
So what is you guys' go-to song? Like, if you guys are sitting on the sideline talking to somebody and then the song comes on, y'all like, "Hey, we can't talk to y'all right now. We got to skate." So what's y'all go-to song?
Jerry.
Uh-oh.
I have a bunch.
Well, we don't specifically have a go-to song, but we have a go-to style.
Okay.
And so whenever the lights get dimmed and a couple song comes on, no matter where we are in the rink, no matter how many people are in the rink, we're going to find each other.
Hey.
It's automatic.
That's precious.
She's going to find me. I'm going to find her. And so that's the first aspect. And then after that, it's anytime they play good, hard driving R&B beats.
Okay.
And because of the different moves that we like to do, we generally like to catch it when the floor is not so crowded.
Okay, got you.
So y'all can be free with your movements.
Right. Okay. So it's not so much a go-to song as it is a go-to situation.
Amazing.
Okay. So I do like to ask this question too, especially to the ones who've been skating for a long time. What has been your viewpoint on how skating has changed over the years? Because it has changed. So how do you guys feel about it, and how have you guys adapted to it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just like the art world. It seems like it's a whole new world now. I can't really. Yeah, you're gonna have to go with Jerry on that one.
Let it marinate for a moment. We'll come back to you.
For a second.
Yeah. He's probably gonna answer both the way we both want to, but I just can't get the words right now.
Yeah. Well, okay. I said something to my wife recently, last year, about that very same thing, and I equated it to, I said, how you have your house that you built your dream home and you're comfortable in it, and you have it exactly the way you want it, and then all of a sudden somebody comes over and they have all their kids with them, and their kids come in and they're propping their feet up on your furniture and they're scraping chairs across the floor, and they're doing all these things, and that's not how you envisioned it being for you.
Right.
And I say that as an analogy because today's youth, the majority of them did not grow up in the type of skate culture that I grew up in, or my wife. And not saying that they didn't have good upbringing.
Right.
It's just that when you step into that skating rink, it is completely different. And so they have less respect for the elders. And I'm not talking about all, but the majority, they just kind of take the attitude that they can do whatever they want, and you need to get your old behind out of the way.
Yeah.
And so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is that we lost so much in the urban areas once they started shutting down our rinks. We lost generations that did not grow up in the rink. And that reflects right back into what I was just saying about their attitudes now when they come into adult sessions. That the adults in our skate community almost will not go to a public session. And so the kids don't get to experience that type of discipline of having 1,500 people on a skate floor at one time, and nobody's running over anybody and nobody's knocking anybody down. Right. Nobody's fighting. Nobody's acting crazy. Nobody's intoxicated or under the influence. And that's the culture that I grew up in and I grew to love. And I see it slipping away little by little each year. And part of that is because they may have good home training and upbringing, but they did not get the upbringing inside the rink that would allow them to really understand and appreciate the people who made skating what it is now.
Wow.
Miss Nikki, is that kind of what you had in your heart, but not on your lips?
Yeah.
So
that's because we talk about that,
right?
And he pretty much nailed it.
And then when you, I guess we kind of, many people, we talk about it. So what is the resolve? Like, what kind of solutions do you guys come up with that maybe we could do to make it softer for this younger generation so they can understand and to bring them back to that culture that we knew? Is there anything that you guys come up with that maybe we could try to implement as a community to bring them back to where it used to be?
I do.
Besides the belt.
Bring that paddle back out.
But I'm not big on that. I think, but I do think that our generation and anyone above, say, 50, they have an obligation, because the rinks were snatched out from under our young people. We didn't do it, but that doesn't mean that we're not responsible for their upbringing. So we need to go back to those public sessions and take our children to those public sessions.
Okay.
And not shy away from embracing young people when they're at that 12, 13, 14-year-old age, where they're the most impressionable in how they're going to conduct themselves.
Right.
Like our son was going to adult sessions from the time he was like 14 years old.
That sounds like me.
Because that's the way we raised him. Because at the public session, I would tell him if he fell down or ran into a beginner, or what we call them brownies, if he got knocked down or ran into him, it was always his fault. I say, it's your fault. You can skate. It's your responsibility to look out for them. And so he got taught how to skate in a large crowd very early on, to where he was going to New York and going to hot skates when he was 16.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So you old school, old heads, we're responsible for getting this culture back on track. We can't just talk about the problem without implementing a solution and trying to make it viable for everybody so that we get back to where we were.
Yeah, because definitely got to keep the culture moving forward. And as always, you have to know the history, in order to move forward sometimes. So, definitely good. So what's next on you guys' radar? You guys have anything special planned? Miss Nikki, you plan on heading out there to Hawaii and getting on the surfboard?
That's one. Yeah, that's one thing. We haven't planned that yet.
All right.
But I think just trying to get outside and get some conditioning, because I do the artistic skating, and all the competitions got canceled, including nationals this year. So they just sent out a notice Saturday saying nationals was canceled. So just trying to get some skating in and get some conditioning in, and so that when somebody brings his butt behind back and this virus, is kind of opening a way for everybody to, go back to the rinks and stuff, we can get some skating in and try to come up with some different moves.
Hey,
did somebody hear that? And what is somebody gonna do?
Well, okay. We are definitely, because I actually had planned on flying back in early part of June. And there was a couple of reasons for that. And the reasons was we have both sides of my family reunion in July every 2 years.
Okay.
And this year is the year, but of course we've already canceled. And in June, we had a local skate party called Inferno every year. And we were going on the 11th year for that. And guess what? They just set out the notice this past weekend that it's canceled.
It's a leap year.
Wow. Yeah.
And then finally, so for me, ever since they started closing the rinks, I frequently speak with Joy from Skate-a-thon. And I've already told her, I say, look, you might as well get ready, because looks like you're going to be the first national skate party after coronavirus. So my plans are already set, that we're like my wife, we're going to get in condition, exercise, do whatever we can to make sure we're in skating shape.
There you go.
For Labor Day weekend and Skate-a-thon.
All right now.
Sounds good.
I've been going to Skate-a-thon since the very first one in 1996. I've never missed one in all these years. And so this was to be her 25th.
Yes.
Wow.
And so she knows. I don't care whether even if she cancels Skate-a-thon, we're going to Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. So watch out. They're going to be there.
Well, we definitely appreciate you guys taking out the time to speak with us. It was a pleasure having you guys. Actually, you guys are the first married couple that we've had on here.
Yeah, you're first.
Okay.
So definitely loved it. Definitely enjoyed it. How can people reach you on social media?
Well, we have our webpage.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a webpage, and we also have our Facebook page.
Okay, what's your website?
Ol Skool Rollerz.
Okay.
.com.
Okay.
And then we have our Facebook page, which is also Ol Skool Rollerz.
Gotcha. Real quick, I actually forgot to ask this question, but tell us a little bit about your Ol Skool Rollerz.
Yeah.
I would say Ol Skool Rollerz started myself and my skate buddy at the time. Mm-hmm. When I first met my wife, he and I was traveling all over the state of Florida and skating. And we were in Orlando. And we had not settled on a name. Mm-hmm. It was just he and I. Well, he decided that he met somebody and he was going to move to Jacksonville. So then it became, okay, we can't name it Central Florida or Orlando or anything along those lines. Mm-hmm. We've got to come up with a name that's going to be able to absorb anyone from any geographical area. Mm-hmm. And so he said, well, what had happened to me when I was younger, maybe mid-40s, I was at the rink and one of the younger skaters had said to me, Jerry, how old are you? And I told him how old I was. And he said, man, you old school for real. So I started putting that on my shirt, on the back of my shirt. Mm-hmm. And it would say, Jerry, old school for real. And then I put my age.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've done that every year since then. Mm-hmm. That was back in mid-90s.
Wow.
So I've been doing it every year since then. Mm-hmm. And so my buddy said, well, look, why don't we just start out and we just call it Ol Skool Rollerz. Mm-hmm. And so he and I started that and we traveled. We actually hosted a skate party for 6 years. And we had a lot of the major DJs DJ at our party, including Bob and Brian and Fly Tie and and even some local DJs. Mm-hmm. And we did our skate party for 6 years, and it at its largest, our group was maybe 12 participating members in Ol Skool Rollerz. And of course, as I gotten older and less active, we only do charitable events. Okay. We do Toys for Tots every December. We do breast cancer walks every October. We do a number of things charitable. And we donate to different ones like KP in Atlanta, who every Labor Day weekend she does. That's another couple you guys should probably get. Her and her husband. Her husband is a DJ.
Okay, so nice.
I coordinate with them and we contribute to her efforts in those areas. So the club has dwindled down to where now it's only 4 people. But the original member, me and my partner, we're still Ol Skool Rollerz.
All right now.
Now, if you don't mind me asking before we get out of here, how old are you?
I turned 72 in a week and a half.
And
we have to give you an early happy birthday.
And you're still able to pick your wife up and do all those fancy moves. I need to leave here and go to the gym, y'all. Hold on, something. Hold on. I need to get myself right.
With your one knee.
Well, we greatly appreciate you guys again. You guys were fun to have on the show. To everybody that is tuning in, we ask that you guys please don't forget to share the app.
Yeah.
That's how we keep this movement going, is when everybody can share the app and everybody downloads the app, and then we can get people to participate in the app, because again, the app is community based. So all the links in there, we allow you guys to go in there and add them. Your skate parties, you guys can add them. And we love to hear feedback from you guys and get information on people to talk to. So big shout out to Ice from Philly.
Yeah.
He's been really lacing us down with a bunch of people. Rockin' Richard Houston. Yeah. All you guys.
Miss Ginger.
Yep, most definitely. So for all y'all who are tuning in, we greatly appreciate you guys. And until next time, we will see you on the wood.